is it for 9 years we've been creating this opportunity? Because it was required in order to shift humanity's consciousness. This is why these words have been spoken. This is why it's permeating into your conscious mind, eventually into your subconscious mind, and this is why humanity is now poised to choose differently. Individually, collectively, you must now choose. Dear Maggie,
yes.
Quit beating yourself over the head.
Okay.
You're doing it right now.
I know.
Why?
Perfection. Perfection
No,
thing.
consciousness of fear.
Oh.
Perfection is in the consciousness of fear.
Yeah.
Do you choose to live in existence based on a consciousness of free choice? It's as simple as that.
Yes.
That's all that is required.
Beating myself up is just justification,
It's
judgment, everything.
It's all about fear.
Yeah.
It's the filter of fear at play.
Yeah. Hmm.
Do you want that?
No, not at all.
Okay. You can say to yourself, I'm not perfect, but you could choose differently, couldn't you?
Yes.
And isn't that what you're looking to do? What we're suggesting to you, dear Maggie, and to everyone else in this group here, isn't that what you're looking to do? You're looking to live a life where you're no longer using fear as the filter through which everything must go through.
Yes.
What do you choose in this moment? Why do you think we keep giving you this encouragement? If you had the opportunity to choose anything, absolutely anything you wanted to choose, without fear, without judgment, without guilt, what would you choose?
Consciousness of free choice.
Good, then do it.
Yeah. It's that simple.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
And humanity must come to that awareness.
Yes.
This is the difficulty humanity has. It thinks this is an overwhelming choice to be made. Too difficult, too hard. Dear friends, if you can't do it, how do you expect humanity to do it?
Yeah.
This is why we've been encouraging humanity and yourselves to choose. And if you, as we said, if you go back over your history, look at all the sources that were channeled, look at all the teachers, all the gurus, all the the leaders of your world. No one is talking about a consciousness of free choice. They're talking about a consciousness of fear in which you pretend to choose freely. True?
Right, because
That's
people
true.
say, oh, I do that. I choose freely. But it's not the same thing that they're talking about.
No. They think they're choosing freely because they're not willing to look at the underlying fears that propel them to choose. And to dear Maggie's credit, if you've noticed, dear Maggie, how easily you looked at that.
Yes.
You went into it and just looked at it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now, if that was the case, are you operating from a consciousness of fear? Or would you have pushed away from it if you were from a consciousness of fear?
I would have pushed away from it.
So,
I wouldn't have looked at it. Yeah.
So could it be, just possibly, be that all along you've been operating from a consciousness of free choice and using that consciousness to keep you exploring fear?
Oh.
Is that possible?
Yes.
You'd like to believe that, wouldn't you?
I sure would. I just felt my whole inside go, oh, maybe it's true. But not consciousness of fear, really.
That would certainly alleviate all that judgment you're
It
going
sure
through,
would.
wouldn't it?
It's like, oh, yeah.
Sorry, not true.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so.
What do you believe?
I'm still operating from the consciousness of fear, but I know about consciousness of free choice now, and I'm choosing that. That's where I'm moving.
Good.
Yeah. Can I say choosing and moving and still choose that?
Absolutely.
Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. That's right.
I get the sense that the very presence of judgment indicates the consciousness of fear.
There is always judgment. Even in the consciousness of free choice, you'll still have judgment, because how else do you say to yourself, I choose this and not that? But the more judgment you have, then the more the consciousness of fear is there. Judgment is tied to fear.
Yeah,
you think?
that's why I say that.
But it's not necessarily the consciousness of fear.
Okay.
You do see individuals, though, that they judge everything, don't they?
Oh yeah.
No matter what they do, no matter what they say, there's always judgment attached to it in some way, shape, or form. Those are the ones that are great examples of the consciousness of fear, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Sound familiar?
Hey, I make a living at it.
Exactly.
But it means I can recognize it.
Yes. And that also means you could choose differently, couldn't you?
Yep,
Still make a living at it, but not be part of it.
that's right.
Interesting, wouldn't you say, dear friends? So, there you are, convinced that you're into the consciousness of free choice, all the while realizing you're in the consciousness of fear, or convinced you're in the consciousness of fear, all the while being in the consciousness of free choice, but none of you know exactly where you are. Well, some of you do, but most of you don't know exactly where you are. And you're all judging yourself really good, aren't you? Good for you. Now, take a look at everything you've gone through in this session and expand that, and you'll realize that's what humanity is going through. Isn't it?
Yeah.
But is humanity consciously going through it the way that we are right now?
No. But humanity is beginning to be. It's taken 9 years for us to use the word choose and to keep repeating it over and over again in such a way that finally some of it is getting in through the density of consciousness.
That would be me.
And others. We assure you, it's humanity as a
Oh,
whole.
I'm sure I'm not alone.
It's humanity as a whole. And yet, still, not a complete awareness. Do you see? So, it's going to take a little longer. Why the 2007 workshop? Because this is an opportunity for humanity to say to itself, now is the time to choose a consciousness of free choice. That's all. And the more we speak about free choice, the more we speak about choosing, the more individuals begin to become aware. In fact, you will notice that the more that dear Renee and dear Maggie have allowed us to speak through your medium, television, radio, internet, the more individuals become aware. Do you see? Consciously aware. And so more can choose. There's that word choose again.
Yeah.
You see? The difference between us speaking previously in your history and us speaking now in your history is that now you have a modality by which we can communicate with more individuals in a more free perspective. You see? Where previously individuals had to come to us, travel to see us, and there was a movement through the subconscious. Now they can actually consciously connect with us more easily through using the technology that is available. Do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Technology has its benefits, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Interesting. What did you say, dear Maggie?
Yes, for sure.
How's the beating going on?
Oh, it's gone.
Is it?
Very little. Every time I look, there's something there, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do you keep beating yourself?
Oh, we're not out there enough. And as you were talking, I think, isn't that great? We're out there, we're doing another radio show, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, how are we going to get out there more? And that's beating, I guess, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Instead of just saying, gee, look at what we're doing, isn't that awesome, amazing, and
There will be more.
exactly. It's always anticipation.
If you really choose the consciousness of free choice,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll stop the beating.
Yes. I guess that's when I'll realize I'm operating from the consciousness of free choice. There won't be the push-pull, the beating,
Yes.
there'll be the excitement, there'll be the
Yeah.
joy, there'll be,
There'll be
Just
all of
be
that,
there.
but the thing is you won't be beating yourself.
yes,
Self-flagellation is fun for you, isn't it?
yes, I think so.
You think so?
Yes,
Keep
it
beating
is.
yourself, find out.
Yeah, it is. Otherwise,
You're
I wouldn't
enjoying
do
it so
so
much.
Yeah, exactly.
So why is it so much fun? Are you into a little S&M?
No.
So you're not the type of person that likes to be harmed, physically hurt,
Physically hurt. I think I do a lot of it with my mind.
but emotionally hurt
Yes.
and mentally hurt, yes.
Yeah,
So perhaps it's time to examine those areas of your life.
for sure.
You see, humanity as a whole must come to realize that what we're speaking about here in the consciousness of free choice versus the consciousness of fear. In the consciousness of fear, there is physical harm humanity creates to itself. But if you take a look at humanity as a whole, you're also harming yourselves emotionally and mentally, and spiritually, of course. To shift to a consciousness of free choice, humanity must begin to set aside this desire to harm itself. To do so, yes, which will start first. To a degree, wars will stop. Not completely, but there will be a greater appreciation of humanity, of the differences, of the regionality of the humanity, of the perspectives of humanity. And so there will be an emotional healing and a mental healing and a spiritual healing that will take place that will finally manifest itself on the physical healing. So it won't be physical first, dear friends. Do you see what we're saying?
Yes.
Look for the signs. When you start seeing the emotional, mental, and spiritual healing of humanity, you will realize and recognize that humanity is moving towards this consciousness of free choice. And at that point, you can encourage it even more, can't you? But the choice must be made first.
What kind of signs would there be?
Same signs that create movement. A greater appreciation. A greater willingness to accept differences. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
A greater willingness to appreciate that all things are not exactly the same. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
So you will see regions, countries, continents appreciating each other as opposed to simply looking for the differences and judging them as less than and pushing against them. You'll start seeing an appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see? A greater joy. You'll see more creativity. You'll see more creative solutions coming together. Do you see?
Boy, that would be nice to see.
War will not be the only methodology of solving difficulties.
Would that happen worldwide, or would it be certain segments of the population would do it? And
Look at yourself.
yes.
When you're changing, does it all happen at once? Or does it happen a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, and eventually it all builds into what?
Yeah, here and there. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the world be the same?
Yes.
Wouldn't humanity be the same?
Yeah.
So you'll see pockets and pockets, but the pockets will become bigger and bigger, and there will be more of a movement, won't there be?
Yes.
Humanity will begin to start looking at things differently. It won't be, well, you're Muslim, I'm Christian, let's beat each other up. It'll be, well, you're Muslim, and I'm Christian. What makes you Muslim? Why? And do you perceive it this way? Let's find some common grounds of interest. Do you think?
Mm-hmm. It's
It
more of
won't.
a, excuse me.
Please.
It's more of a curiosity than.
Yes. It won't be so much you're Muslim, I'm Christian, get out of my backyard. It'll be, you're Muslim, I'm Christian, hey, come on over, we'll have a barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think?
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of young children that start playing together,
Yes.
and they're from, different boys, girls, different races, and it's kind of like, oh, my mom makes me do this, my mom makes me do that, and nobody thinks it's funny. They just say, oh, okay, see you later, we'll play tomorrow.
There you go. But there will become a greater appreciation. And you will see a healing taking place. An emotional healing first. Yes, there will be a mental healing as in part, but mainly the mind will be used, the mental part of the consciousness will be used to heal emotionally, which will translate itself eventually into a physical healing as well. Do you see? There won't be a necessity to define yourself so differently that you have to create your own countries, your own space. I'm Bosnian, you're Serbian. You stay over there, don't cross this line. Do you see?
Yeah.
The differences, the historical differences between races, between countries. For example, England and Ireland, England and France, France and Spain, Spain and France, France, Spain, and England against the United States. The United States against the Middle East, the China against the Russia, etc., etc., etc. India against Pakistan, Pakistan against India. All of these age-old differences will no longer be as important. Oh, they will be at first, but eventually you'll see a movement towards realizing that it's not the differences that need to be held to define you, but rather that they are appreciated, and that in appreciation there can be a oneness. And you'll start seeing more and more of the fourth defining statement. That which I am is that which you are, and that which you are is that which I am. That'll start applying itself more. You see? Humanity, you'll see it in small little things. And eventually, if you encourage those small little things, more of humanity will enjoy it and move forward. Keep using the words greetings and choose, I choose, and you'll start seeing humanity change. Which is why we've given them to you. Which is why we've encouraged you to choose, haven't we? Sometimes with certain resistance on your part, but overall, just chosen. True?
True.
And that, dear friends, is where you'll start seeing humanity change. You don't look for the large things. Look for the small things and encourage those. For example, here you are right now in a Kyoto Accord, where you're trying as a world to come together with and arrive at a solution for your global warming. It's not a perfect solution, we assure you, but not in the least. It needs to be shifted and altered, it needs to be redrafted, it certainly needs to be changed and chosen differently. But it is a beginning, isn't it? But those who would not see it as a beginning push and pull against it, which is why there's still a consciousness of fear. In a consciousness of free choice, Kyoto would be viewed as an opportunity to explore further, deeper, broader. Do you see?
Yeah.
As humanity changes, will government then eventually change? Will that
Of
be
course, because you'll be choosing,
Exactly.
electing governments that reflect your shift in consciousness, won't you?
Yeah.
The governments are not separate from you. They are reflections of you. You elect them or give them power. A democracy is based on free elections. Dictatorship is based on you giving away your power, isn't it? But either way, free elections or dictatorships, you still give away your power, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here we just elect our dictators every 4 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you do.
Will that be the last area to change, or will it just kind of change all together?
No, it'll move slowly, but you will see that the giving away of power to the leaders of your world, the governments, your dictators, your benevolent dictators, etc., etc., your kings and queens, etc. This is where going to be the last movement towards free choice. You see?
Yes.
It's going to be the most difficult too. Only because once you're in power, who wants to give it away?
I thought it was wonderful. Wasn't it Nepal? Those people rose up against their king, who said he was a god, and
Yes.
and they weren't going. They wanted him to step down from all the absolute power that he had.
Yes.
I thought that was wonderful to see that.
Yes, and not so wonderful,
How was that?
because it was done out of fear.
Uh,
Had it been done out of free choice, it would have been much stronger.
He didn't actually step down. He just sort of said, "Okay."
Exactly. And there would have been a creative, not solution, but a creative choice made to shift that whole country's perspective, and that would have been an opportunity for true growth then. You see? Now it's just another different form of fear. That's all. They gave up. They got their king to give up part of the power and give it away to somebody else.
Yeah.
The individuals still have given away their power, haven't they? So eventually humanity will move. Humanity will change. We encourage you, each and every one of you, individually and collectively, to keep using the words I choose. Keep looking at choice. Yes, we know it's a little frustrating when we keep telling you to choose. But understand that that's the only way you're going to get to free choice, aren't you? And remember, the strength, the influence of the word greetings. It has a great deal of movement.
Does that apply, like, if you're in a foreign country and you say greetings?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to say it in their language.
No. We assure you, it transcends the boundaries of language. Yes, we know. Many would argue with us and say that we only speak in English. But we don't. Even though we use English as the main mode of communication, we actually speak in virtually every language possible. We do so energetically. Greetings does that. It transcends those boundaries.
I wonder if every morning when we get up, we can say greetings to the universe, to the world, to everything, right?
Yes, to yourself, to your toenail.
To everything.
Yes,
And that's that energetic greeting to
yes.
myself.
Now, just imagine, in the morning every woman wakes up and she says greetings to her breasts, and every man wakes up and says greetings to his penis. There you go. What a picture that'll be.
It's got that visual image too.
A little humor.
Yeah.
But dear friends, yes, you can say greetings to the world. But you don't wait till the morning. Do it anytime. The opportunities are always there. And eventually, humanity will move to a consciousness of free choice. And we do thank you. To you all, the appreciation of all.
The appreciation of all
All
wonders.
wonders.
Wonders, may we move to end this session?
Please.
Please perform all healings that are chosen.
Done.
Please relax the body to its natural state now.
And to you all, the appreciation of all.
The appreciation of all
All
wonders.
wonders.
I would like Renee to awake feeling completely loved now.
Came out of that session, it was kind of interesting because I saw somebody pushing against the wall. It's like they had their hands firmly planted against this wall. And on the wall was written the word fear. And they kept pushing against it. And it was an old wall. It had moss, it had green lichens on it, it had ivy on it, growing on it. But right there was fear written right on that wall. And they kept pushing and pushing and pushing on it. And everybody, what I kept seeing was people going by, and as they were going by, they kept thinking, well, what's that person doing? So they kept going, and they would push against the wall. And as soon as they pushed against the wall, they got stuck there. That's it. Because they couldn't remove their hands. They were stuck to that wall. And finally, there was, I don't know who it was, me, the Wonders, whoever, came by, and I kind of looked at all the people and said, why are you pushing against that wall? And they said, well, we're stuck. And I said, well, can't you just kind of take your hands off the wall? And everybody said, oh, we didn't think of that. And with that, they took their hands off the wall, and the wall collapsed and fell off, fell forward. And that was it. There was no more wall. And that's it. That's what I got.
Thank you.